Lyon Gaultier is in the French Foreign Legion stationed in Djibouti, East Africa. After his brother, who lives in Los Angeles, is set on fire during a drug deal gone bad, Lyon receives a letter from his sister-in-law, Hélène, begging him to come see his dying brother, who has been calling his name in agony. Lyon escapes the Legion in a daring breakout and sets off across the desert until he reaches a dockyard on the coast where he finds work aboard a tramp steamer headed for the United States. Lyon's Legion commander, anticipating his destination, sends 2 of his own men to Los Angeles to bring Lyon back to meet court-martial. Arriving in New York City with no money to cross the country to Los Angeles, Lyon is attracted to an illegal street fight being run by a tramp named Joshua Eldridge. He volunteers for the next fight and easily defeats his opponent. Impressed, Joshua takes Lyon to meet Cynthia Caldera, an unscrupulous organizer of underground fights for the rich elite. Cynthia agrees to sponsor Lyon, dubbing him Lionheart, and setting him up in a no-holds-barred fight against Sonny, a fighter known for heavily taunting his opponents. Lyon defeats Sonny easily, then leaves with Joshua to find a phone booth to call Hélène, fending off an attack by a local street gang of punks. Joshua calls in a favor from Cynthia, who gets them both across the states to Los Angeles. By the time Lyon reaches the hospital, his brother has died. Though his murderers were apprehended, Hélène was left penniless, with a stack of unpaid medical bills and little daughter Nicole to look after. Lyon and Joshua track down Helene's address, but as Lyon tries to speak to Hélène, she angrily rejects his offers for much-needed financial help, admonishing Lyon for deserting his brother and unjustly blaming him for her late husband's involvement in the drug business. Lyon comes back and stays at a hotel to spend the night. When Lyon wakes up in the morning, Cynthia also gets busy in the room, and Lyon's clothes are missing. Cynthia says that your clothes have been set on fire. Then Cynthia takes Lyon for shopping. Lyon decides to help Hélène and Nicole without their knowledge. Through Cynthia, he joins the local street fighting circuit and has the profits delivered to Hélène in the form of checks, with Joshua claiming that her husband subscribed to life insurance prior to his death. Lyon defeats a number of high-profile fighters, including a dirty fighting Scotsman, a wrestler in a squash court, and a martial artist in a shallow swimming pool. Seeing as Lyon is not keeping his winnings and spurns her advances, Cynthia grows suspicious of Lyon and jealous towards Hélène and puts her assistant Russell on Lyon's trail. Similarly, the 2 legionnaires sent after Lyon stake out Helene's apartment and eventually try to capture Lyon. He is saved by Russell but suffers a broken rib. Hélène, who has witnessed the attack, learns the truth about the non-existent insurance policy, whereupon she finally acknowledges Lyon as Nicole's uncle. Cynthia arranges for Lyon to fight with Attila, an undefeated combatant whose style includes giving his opponents the illusion of a fighting chance, only to permanently disable them with callous finishing moves. Cynthia agrees to hand Lyon over to the Legionnaires after the fight. In order to skew the odds, she shows potential bettors an altered tape of Attila, which makes him look like a poor fighter, while she bets her entire fortune on Attila. Realizing Lyon is hurt, Joshua unsuccessfully tries to talk him out of the fight. As the fight proceeds, Attila recognizes Lyon's rib wound and takes full advantage of it. When Attila appears to have won after repeatedly knocking down his opponent, Joshua begs Lyon to give up the fight and offers to split the winnings from his own bet against Lyon. This angers Lyon, who summons his remaining strength to defeat Attila with a series of kicks, knee blows, and brutal punches. Lyon pummels Attila senseless, but spares him, leaving Cynthia with a big debt and his family cared for with his own winning stake. The Legionnaires capture Lyon, but with remorse listening to his niece's cry at the farewell to Lyon, they release him a couple of blocks away and wish him luck with his new life in America. The film ends with Lyon reunited with his family and Joshua,